The cardboard box hit the polished office floor with a dull thud that echoed through the executive suite. Every employee on the 32nd floor stopped typing. Heads turned. Silence swallowed the room. No one expected Nathan Brooks, a quiet single father who had devoted 8 years of his life to Blackstone Holdings, to calmly kneel beside his desk and begin packing the few belongings that mattered most to him. On top of the pile rested a framed photograph of his 10-year-old daughter, Grace, smiling despite everything life had thrown at them. Across the room stood billionaire CEO Victoria Hayes, arms crossed, convinced he would apologize before he reached the bottom of the box. Instead, Nathan folded his family picture carefully, placed it inside, and reached for the little green plant Grace had given him on Father's Day. That was the exact moment Victoria realized something was terribly different about the man she thought she could control. Before we continue, if you believe kindness is stronger than power and that everyone deserves a second chance, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone you care about, and leave a comment telling us where you're watching from. Your support helps bring more inspiring stories like this to life. Nathan Brooks had never planned to become a single father. Years earlier, his wife Sarah had passed away after a sudden illness, leaving him with a grieving little girl and a mountain of medical debt. Every morning before sunrise, Nathan prepared Grace's breakfast, braided her hair after watching countless online tutorials, packed her school lunch with handwritten notes, and hurried to work so he would never be late. His co-workers admired his dedication, but very few knew the sacrifices hidden behind his calm smile. He skipped meals to pay for Grace's music lessons because she dreamed of becoming a violinist. He wore the same jackets year after year while saving every extra dollar for her future. His life had become a careful balance between fatherhood, responsibility, and quiet hope. Blackstone Holdings was one of the largest real estate companies in Chicago. Victoria Hayes had inherited the billion-dollar empire from her father and expanded it into one of the country's most influential corporations. Brilliant and fearless, she was respected by investors but feared by employees. She believed pressure created excellence and often reminded managers that people were replaceable. To her, emotions complicated business. Numbers mattered. Results mattered. Everything else could wait. Nathan consistently ranked among the company's top project managers. He solved problems others avoided, stayed late when deadlines demanded it, and never asked for recognition. Yet promotion after promotion went to employees who were louder, more connected, or willing to sacrifice family for the company. Nathan accepted every disappointment because Grace always reminded him that being a good father mattered more than having a fancy title. Everything changed one rainy Thursday afternoon. Grace's school called with urgent news. She had collapsed during orchestra practice and was rushed to the hospital. Nathan immediately requested permission to leave early. His supervisor approved, but before he reached the elevator, Victoria happened to walk through the department during an executive inspection. Hearing about the request, she questioned why another deadline would be delayed because of personal problems. Nathan respectfully explained the situation. Victoria listened without emotion. She reminded him that major investors were arriving the next morning and the presentation depended on his work. She coldly suggested that if balancing work and fatherhood had become impossible, perhaps he should simply quit. She expected silence. She expected fear. She expected excuses. Instead, Nathan quietly returned to his desk. Without a single angry word, he opened his drawer, removed the family photograph, his notebook, Grace's handmade Father's Day card, and began packing everything into a cardboard box. The office froze. No one moved. No one breathed. Victoria suddenly realized she had challenged a man who no longer valued a paycheck more than his daughter. Nathan carried the box past dozens of stunned coworkers. His eyes never left the elevator. As the doors closed behind him, something inside Victoria shifted for the first time in years. She had watched hundreds of employees beg for their jobs. She had never seen one walk away with dignity. Nathan reached the hospital just as Grace woke up. Doctors explained that severe exhaustion and untreated anemia had caused her collapse. She would recover, but she needed her father more than ever. Sitting beside her hospital bed, Nathan knew he had made the right choice. Losing a job was frightening. Losing another member of his family would have been unbearable. Meanwhile, Blackstone Holdings descended into chaos. Nathan had quietly become the foundation of projects no one else fully understood. Critical documents were organized according to systems only he maintained. Clients specifically trusted him because he always kept his promises. Within 48 hours, meetings were canceled, construction schedules slipped, and investors began questioning the company's leadership. Victoria initially blamed incompetent managers. Then she discovered something unexpected. Letters. Hundreds of handwritten thank you notes from clients praising Nathan's honesty. Emails from coworkers describing how he stayed late helping new employees without expecting recognition. Messages from charities thanking him for anonymously funding Christmas gifts for struggling families. Even the building's janitorial staff spoke about how Nathan greeted them every morning by name. The billionaire who believed success was measured only by profits suddenly encountered a kind of wealth she had never learned to calculate. Curious, Victoria visited Grace's elementary school without announcing who she was. Teachers described Nathan as the father who volunteered at science fairs despite working long hours. Parents remembered him fixing broken playground equipment during weekends. The principal quietly admitted that Nathan often paid anonymous lunch balances for children whose families couldn't afford meals. No one had ever told Victoria any of this, because Nathan never had. That evening, Victoria drove alone through Chicago thinking about her own childhood. Raised in luxury, she had possessed everything money could buy except time with her parents. Her father built an empire, but missed birthdays. Her mother attended charity galas, but rarely tucked her into bed. Somewhere along the journey toward becoming one of America's youngest billionaires, Victoria had unknowingly repeated the same pattern. She finally understood why Nathan walked away without hesitation. He wasn't choosing unemployment. He was choosing his daughter. The following week, Victoria visited the hospital carrying no photographers, no lawyers, and no executives. She simply wanted to apologize. Nathan was surprised but remained respectful. Victoria admitted she had been wrong. She confessed that watching him pack his belongings had forced her to confront uncomfortable truths about the kind of leader she had become. She asked him to return, not because the company needed his skills, although it certainly did, but because she wanted to build a workplace where parents never had to choose between family and employment again. Nathan listened carefully. Trust had to be earned. Several days later, after Grace smiled and told him she wanted him to forgive rather than carry bitterness forever, Nathan accepted. But this time, everything changed. Blackstone introduced flexible schedules for parents, emergency family leave, mental health support, scholarships for employees' children, and volunteer programs throughout Chicago. Managers were evaluated not only on profits, but also on compassion and employee development. Slowly, the company's culture transformed. Productivity increased. Employee turnover dropped. Clients noticed happier teams. Investors admired the unexpected results. Victoria discovered that kindness wasn't the enemy of success. It was its strongest foundation. Years later, Blackstone Holdings became nationally recognized as one of America's best companies to work for. Business schools studied its remarkable transformation. Reporters praised Victoria's leadership, but whenever journalists asked what inspired the changes, she always shared the same story. It began with a single father, a cardboard box, and the courage to walk away. Nathan never became famous. He never appeared on magazine covers. Every evening, he still hurried home to help Grace practice her violin, cook dinner together, and celebrate ordinary moments that eventually became life's greatest treasures. Grace eventually earned a scholarship to one of America's finest music conservatories. During her graduation speech, she thanked only one person above everyone else: her father, who taught her that true success isn't measured by titles, salaries, or power, but by the people who know they can always count on you. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe, share it with someone who needs hope today, and leave a comment because your support helps these stories reach more people around the world. Speech balloon special request. Before you go, comment below. Family comes first. If you believe no job is more valuable than the people waiting for us at home. As the sun set over Chicago's skyline, Nathan walked beside Grace through a quiet neighborhood park. He no longer carried a cardboard box filled with office belongings. Instead, he carried something infinitely more valuable: the peace of knowing he had chosen love over fear. And sometimes, the bravest decision a person can make isn't fighting to keep a job. It's having the courage to walk away from everything except what truly matters.